on, stand up in stilettos, put it together for Alli Breen.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. New York, I love it here. I just moved back here. I'm so excited. I love that you don't have to drive. That's one of my favorite things. The last time I was driving, a cop pulled me over. He asked if I knew why he was pulling me over. I was like, no, I just looked up from my phone and there you were. I don't know what happened. If you're gonna offer a cop a threesome to get out of a ticket, make sure the other passenger in your car is also into it. My mom is still pretty pissed. My dad hates that I live in the city. He gets really nervous about it. Because I grew up in a really small town that was really safe. There was nothing going on. There was no crime. There was no diversity either. I had one black kid in my entire graduating class. And that was it. And no one did anything wrong, especially not him. He was way too identifiable. If he committed a crime and someone had to describe him, it'd be a wrap. They'd be like, he was 5'10", 180 pounds, black. The cops would be like, Brian? Couldn't be anyone else. And my dad, he was the kid of Russian immigrant parents. And they came over here with nothing. He grew up dirt poor. You know, my grandfather had nothing. He had like the shirt on his back, $5 in his pocket, and a bag of heroin up his ass. That was it. They were so much tougher than we are. You know, especially like immigrant grandparents. Someone tried to rob my grandmother on her way home from work one day. She robbed them back. She came home, she had more money and drugs somehow. I don't know how that happened. We have the best bars here in New York. They're the best. Right? They're amazing. Not always fun, though. Like, the last time I was hanging out at a bar, this guy came up to me, and he goes, I might not be the best-looking guy in here, but I'm the only one talking to you. Right? Thank you. I was like, did you just insult both of us? Does that work? I mean, it did, but that's beside the point. The last guy I dated, I met out at a bar, and it started out really well. It didn't end great, but like it started out, he had long hair. I was getting really into it. I thought it was sexy. And then on our third date, he showed up in pigtails. They were braided. He looked like Pippi Longstocking. And it was so early on, we hadn't had sex yet or anything, and then I was so worried, because I was like, oh my God, what's gonna be the situation down here? Like, if that's cornrowed, I'm out. If it looks like you're smuggling Coolio down there, it's just weird. He was a vegetarian, and vegetarians, I don't know if you guys know this about yourselves, but you are pretty fucking annoying. I don't know if you know that. Right? Right there. This guy was the worst, though. He was so preachy, like he wouldn't even eat at McDonald's, which you'd think would make sense because he's a vegetarian, but he wouldn't even eat the French fries. He said they had meat in them. Really, the burgers don't even have meat in them. Have some McNuggets, you'll be fine. I think they're rubber bands. I don't know. But he was also, like, he would try to convert everyone. So he made me watch videos of animals and what happens to them before they become food. They're so sad. I'm watching these videos. I became a vegetarian for like 2 hours. And then a meat lover's pizza showed up and it was over. I have no willpower. The only time I wanted to be a vegetarian is when he wanted a blowjob. I just wanted to be like, no, no meat. Thank you. Right? I want to. You did this to yourself, buddy. I can't. But it ended really badly. We were together for about a year, and I found out he was cheating on me after a year with 3 different girls, which is a lot. His excuse was that he said he was a sex addict. Does anyone believe that? Like, is no one just an asshole anymore? Does that not exist? And like, no one's just a dick. It's all clinical. No. I feel like we are this close to calling it restless penis syndrome. This close. It's coming, you guys. No pun intended. But he tried to get help. He said he went to a sex therapist. She told him he had to stop masturbating. And he asked for how long, and she was like, at least until you leave my office. You have a problem. And my mom's been divorced 3 times, which is a lot. Right? I think if you've been divorced 3 times, your right to vote should be taken away. You're clearly a terrible decision maker. Right? Do your own thing. She does make some bad decisions. Like, she smoked cigarettes for a long time, and she's a teacher. You're not allowed to smoke in schools anymore if you're a teacher, though. You're not allowed to. I think that's really unfair. Right? Like, now, what are teachers supposed to do after having sex with their students? They need options. You guys. No, so I appreciate teachers and parents and anyone who's raising the next generation of kids. Like, my sister has 3 kids, and you know, every parent thinks their kids are the smartest kids in the entire world. My sister's the only parent who's like, yeah, I don't know about these 3. I hope someone can weld or something. She had to sit them down and have that conversation where she's like, you guys know you can be anything you want to be for Halloween. Real life's looking bleak. My oldest niece just got extra credit in her class for learning the alphabet backwards. Now there's a teacher who got a DUI, huh? Not even trying to hide it. But I couldn't raise kids. I couldn't do it. I'm way too lazy. You know, I did the laziest thing you could possibly do the other day. I went and I got an hour-long massage. My favorite. The place where I went, right when you walk in, there was a sign in the lobby that said, no happy endings. Got it right out of the way. Don't even ask. And I realized I am so lazy that if I were a masseuse, I think I'd be an only happy endings masseuse. That sounds so much easier than rubbing people's backs for an hour each. Oh my God, if someone was like, or you can just do this for 5 minutes, I'd pick that every time, you guys. Every time. It's not even a sex thing, it's a time saver. I'd be like, I can do 20 of these in 2 hours. Take the rest of the week off, I got this. But I travel, that's my excuse for being lazy. And you know, I was in Canada most recently, and whenever you travel, people tell you what you have to do in the place you're going. In Canada, it's poutine. Everyone's like, oh, you have to eat the poutine. I didn't know what that was. That sounds filthy, doesn't it? I was like, eat the poutine. Can I just try kissing a girl first? Let's ease my way in. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great night. Thank you.